Hello, everyone, and welcome to theCUBE's coverage of the AWS Financial Services Symposium here in New York City. I'm your host, Rebecca Knight. We've got two guests for our next segment. I would like to welcome Andy Lee, Senior IT Manager at Vanguard. Welcome, Andy.
Thank you, Rebecca. Glad to be here.
And Vekram Singh, Director Delivery Management at EPAM.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thanks so much for coming on the show. So Andy, I'm going to start with you because a lot of people, of course, are familiar with Vanguard. You manage investments for over 50 million people. Give our viewers a sense of the technology challenges at scale.
Yeah, for this specific challenge we have is for the change of ownership process, if you're not familiar, basically it's anything related to the life event of our client, such as inheritance, gifting, and divorce sometimes. So people need to move money from one client to another. In the legacy system, it's a very manual process. With fast growing of Vanguard business, we are increasing of the number of clients and the number of transactions, put a lot of pressure in our back office operation to handle all those transactions. So client satisfaction is always on top of priority for Vanguard, so we are trying to looking for a way to improve that experience, to increase their satisfaction, also to make sure they get their legacy as fast as we can.
Because these are important moments in people's lives. Vekram, EPAM works with a lot of organizations going through these kinds of changes. For those who haven't come across you before, can you talk a little bit about what makes the EPAM approach different?
Yep, so EPAM as an organization is known for engineering excellence and large-scale modernization and very heavy AI practice we have. So what Andy was talking about to solve that problem, I think these unique combination of our experience really helped us solve the problem. Additionally, our global presence across 55 plus countries brings the right pool of talents which is required to solve a problem like this.
Andy, you chose to bring EPAM in as a deeply embedded partner, not a traditional vendor. What made that the right call for Vanguard?
So we have been working with EPAM for many years at this moment. So we have a really good collaboration between both companies, and they bring a lot of knowledge to us from like AWS technology perspective. We actually provide some ideas to them, and we work together to be able to use the technology to solve the business problem. So this is an example of it. So I'm glad to be able to work with them to tackle the business problem together and come to a great solution for our client.
And to add on to Andy's that because we are AWS premier partner, so our AWS capabilities and workforce really help solve Andy's problem better. That's an added advantage.
Well, it's a great segue to my next question because, of course, Vanguard is in the middle of a significant move to AWS across multiple parts of its business. Where does the EPAM partnership show up in that move?
We are working very closely. We design the system together. Giving this example, we are transform a manual process into an automated fashion. So their expertise in the AWS technology definitely help us in this journey. So we were able to utilize their help, and also with our own business knowledge and our own expertise, we were able to find a much better way to solve the client problem. We not only we try to modify the current process, we actually reinvent the whole process. So, and make it a more easier real-time transaction for our clients.
And to add on, we don't see each other as client vendor. We're really working as a partner, which is making us successful together.
You're bringing in a lot of cloud expertise into this engagement. How do you make sure that the knowledge is actually transferring into the client's teams rather than just staying with yours own?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Rebecca. So we have a lot of teams which has the right blend of skills. So our engagement models with Vanguard are diverse. We have many teams who are working in a staff augmentation, many teams who are working in a pure managed delivery from EPAM side. So we have a well-proven framework from EPAM where we sit together with them and we go through this knowledge transition framework, and that naturally ramps up people. It grows Vanguard folks, as well as it helps us establish trust with Vanguard.
Well, also we have a different format of working together. Some formats are like we have a separate team, but in some formats, like we actually form the one team together, part of the Vanguard team, part of the EPAM team, so we can share our knowledge and make sure we have both obtain the knowledge during the process.
Well, this is a true partnership. Andy, last question to you. What does this partnership unlock for Vanguard investors?
So for this specific example, when we try to migrate reimagine the change of ownership experience, we were able to transform the 100% manual process into 100% automation. So from the client perspective, the cycle time waiting for get the transaction to complete from like 1 week to 2 weeks into 1 day. So you can imagine during those tough times, especially inheritance process, the family need the support so they can get the money right away.
Exactly. As we said, it's those moments that matter. Andy, Vekram, thank you both so much for coming on.
Okay.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Good to have you.
I'm Rebecca Knight. Stay tuned for more of theCUBE's coverage of the AWS Financial Services Symposium.